There you go, folks. That's another road win for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They go into Carolina and beat the Steelers 24-16 and advance to 6-8 on the season. And thus, Tomlin's first losing season is going to have to wait. It lives on to fight another day, I suppose.
Yeah.
That day could come Christmas Eve, this Saturday, versus the Raiders for Franco's 50th anniversary of the Immaculate Reception. We'll see what happens that day, but let's talk a little bit about Steelers and Panthers, man. Honestly, there's not much negative I can say about this game. There is not. Honestly, there was a lot of positive come out this game. Granted, it was against a very bad team and arguably a team that's worse than us, but on the circumstances of this season and, what we just been going through, I'll take this dub. Sure, it definitely kind of worsens our draft capital and, Lord knows we need it, but I guess at the end of the day, we can always accept a dub. Mitch Trubisky got to start today. As you guys know, Pickett was out. It was a topic of discussion. Should we start Mason? Should we start Mitch? We always vouch for Mason. Mitch started today, and he honestly didn't really see much. He threw it 22 times, 178 yards. No mistakes, really. A couple close encounters with interceptions, a couple close near falls, I suppose. But Mitch, honestly, he came in and filled his role. The best we see from Mitch today was him getting first downs via quarterback sneaks. One of them resulted in a touchdown.
Yes, it did.
So that's all we saw from Mitch. He just filled his role. He did his job. And the Steelers had a very smart and great game plan, which was keep the ball out of his hands. And Lord, did they for most of the game. A very good rushing game from the Steelers offense. 156 yards total combined from everybody, but the majority of it coming from, of course, the 1-2 punch. Najee and Warren, both of them scored touchdowns. Najee had a very strong game. 24 carries, 86 yards, and a touchdown. Jaylen Warren himself, almost 40 on the ground on 11 carries. And his first career touchdown, you love to see it. Jaylen Warren has been one hell of a story, one hell of a great playmaker for this team. In the ground, as a receiving threat, and for him to get his first career touchdown, well-deserved, long overdue. Love to see it from Warren, man. As an undrafted rookie, he deserves it. It's always good to see that. And resulted in the dub, man. Receiving-wise, Deontay Johnson had his best game of the year, no doubt. 10 receptions, 98 yards. You might as well round it up to a full-fledged 100. Very good game from Deontay. Very little mistakes. He still has yet to get a touchdown this year, but, man, he got first downs. He killed it in that third quarter drive, which was probably the best drive all season, may I say.
Yes. Yeah, they played it safe. The offense, the time of possession was on point. They ran the ball very effectively. Najee and Warren were very effective, very good. Deontay caught every target thrown his way.
Yeah.
Didn't drop a pass. Very little mistakes. George Pickens had a nice deep catch right there. Caught 2 passes for 53 yards on 5 targets.
Yep.
Other than that, offense played it safe. Trubisky did his job as the backup. We had the right game plan, the right mindset was to run the ball effectively. That's what we did.
And one positive I will give this offense is for weeks we've been crying, all right, hey, we can run the ball decently. We can get down the field pretty nicely. The problem is we leave points off the board. We can't finish drives. We finished a couple drives today, 3 of them, all rushing. From Warren, from Najee, from Mitch.
Yeah.
And we finished drives, we got points on the board, and each single one of those drives, we killed the clock, which is back to the basics for the Steelers, man. That's how we won football games in the past, and they went right back to it, and whoop-de-doo, they won a football game. They won very well, I would say. Now, when the fourth quarter came around, we really started to get what we were fearing, which was a collapse, which led to the final score here. No thanks to Marcus Allen and his just idiocy of going into the huddle, the Panthers huddle, and talking smack like he has any right to, like he's a fucking somebody, which ultimately gave the Panthers 3 points.
And the possibility of making a comeback, of taking the game. Thankfully, they did.
It was just absolutely stupid from Marcus Allen. I still don't know why he's on the football team. He's nothing more than a nobody, than a hype man, I suppose, an internet hype man, a TikToker, I suppose. I thought we traded away Chase Claypool. Seems like we still have his mentality in the locker room. But that was just idiotic from Marcus Allen. Thankfully, it didn't lead to a loss. That was our fear that, hey, This is the start of the Steelers' collapse. This is when they're up by 2 scores, but they let the team come back. Thankfully, that wasn't the case. They finished strong. They did well, I will say.
Yeah, the defense, even in their own right, considering the past couple of weeks, they were very mid, very lackluster, definitely overpaid, overrated.
Now, the passing defense absolutely could have been better. DJ Moore had a touchdown. He did well. Chuba Hubbard got a big gain on us. Terrence Marshall had a big catch on us. Sam Darnold threw for over 220 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
Rushing defense was the best we've seen all year.
Rushing defense was excellent. Considering the rushing attack that the Panthers have still with Chuba Hubbard and Dante Foreman, the fact that they shut them down, made sure they didn't get anywhere, I was very impressed with that.
And that was our fear heading into this game is, hey, the rushing defense is very lackluster and we can't trust it. But the way to win this game was we got to run the ball and we got to stop their run. And that's exactly what we did, and it led to our 6th win of the season. 6-8 is where we stand now after another road win.
Yeah.
Seems like we have more road wins than home wins, which is weird. But we returned to home to Hines on Saturday, on Christmas Eve, for the 50th anniversary of Franco's Immaculate Reception, which should be a very interesting game. It's versus the Raiders. They always have our number. It's always one of those games you got to watch. I know both teams aren't really that great this year, but it's always one of those games you got to go out of your way and watch just because the two teams go back and forth at times. And, hey, it's Franco's 50th anniversary, man. It's going to be very nicely highlighted. And it's Christmas Eve, so can't really dislike a lot about it. But let's know you guys' thoughts about this game, man. Steelers win 6-8. Tomlin's first losing season is going to have to wait a little longer. Could it be this Saturday? We'll see. Let's know you guys' thoughts. Steelers win. They ran hard. I'll give them credit for that. They did well. They did the basics. Now they got to take that into Christmas Eve, and hopefully maybe we get 2 straight.
We'll see.
See you guys in the next one.
And like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you later.
Peace!